The course that we follow at Old Swinford Hospital is the AQA exam board, and what I would suggest that you do following this particular video is that you go onto the AQA website and you have a look at all the information that's present there. The main reason being for that is, particularly for paper 1, there's a lot of content that you will have to cover, and there's a lot of terminology that you'll have to look at. It might be useful for you to go through and almost rag grade all of those different lists so that you can say, these are things that I feel confident on, green them. These are things where I have a bit of knowledge on, amber them. These are things that I've never heard of before, which you can red them. And with the course that we offer at Old Swinford, it may be the case that you haven't studied design and technology before, and it's something that you wish to study at sixth form level. So I think that it's important, regardless of whether you've done it before or if this is new to you, that you go on the AQA website and have a look at all of those particular components. There are 3 different components that make up the Design and Technology A-level. There are 2 examination papers. In total, they last 4 hours. So the first is about technical principles, and the second is about designing and making principles. And then the big component is the non-exam assessment, which used to be referred to as coursework. This is the manufacture of a project, and this is a project that you get to choose what you do for. So if we start delving into each particular component, we can just make sure that we've got a good understanding about what the overall course entails. And the thing to really stress with design and technology is that every year we have students that prioritise their NEA component, because that's worth 50%, to the neglect of their examination papers. And it's something that they don't keep up with throughout the 2 years, and that can sometimes lead to this anomaly across the whole country really with design and technology, whereby the NEA marks are very high, the examination papers are forgotten about until the final 2 months or so from the students, and then it's something that they have to play catch up for. The principles that you'll look at for paper 1 and paper 2 are covered throughout the 2 years, and you're encouraged outside of lessons to make sure that you're keeping up to date with your notes, that you're going back over them. These are things that we'll really stress at OSH. It's important that you do that, because particularly for year 13, most of your lesson time will be concentrated on practical skills, showcasing your NEA and making sure that's up to scratch. So it's important, particularly in year 13, that you keep up to date with your notes on this particular area. So as I've said, paper 1 is 2.5 hours long. It's worth 30% of your overall A-level, and it's a mixture of short answer and extended responses. So design technology combines all different skill sets because it is an advanced level course. The kind of things that you'll be looking at are materials and their application, performance characteristics of materials, the enhancement of materials, forming, redistribution and addition processes, the different finishes that you can use on your products, modern and industrial scales of practice, digital design and manufacture, the requirements of product design and development. You'll also look at health and safety, so if you're interested in engineering, the particular components that you look at for paper 1 will be helpful if you're wanting to go into engineering or construction. Protecting designs and intellectual property, design for manufacturing, maintenance, repair and disposal, feasibility studies, enterprise and marketing, the development of products, design communication. You can see that this is a very extensive course. There are a lot of different terms that go within each of those particular components, and there are 14 subsections to the paper. So what I'd suggest that you do is go onto the AQA website, have a look at those 14 subsections, see the things that you've already got a certain degree of knowledge on and those that you haven't. If you haven't got knowledge on them already, absolutely no problem whatsoever. You don't have to do design and technology at GCSE to study at A-level, but it may be things that you want to just work away at and get that ground knowledge on over the summer period. Paper 2 is a shorter paper. It's only 1.5 hours long, and it's only worth 20% of your A-level. I say only, that's still a considerable amount. It's again a mixture of short answer and extended response questions, and there's 2 different sections to it. So section A is about an analysis of a product. So you have 6 short answer questions based on visual stimulus of a variety of different products. And then section B is about commercial manufacture. So that's a mixture of short and extended essay responses. Now, it's shorter than the other paper and it's worth 10% less, but there again are a lot of subsections that comprise paper 2. So there's actually 10 different areas. So you'll look at design methods and processes, design theory, technology and cultural changes, design processes, critical analysis and evaluation of the various different products through visual stimulus, which is essentially section A, selecting appropriate tools, equipment and processes, accuracy in design manufacturer, responsible design, so considering environmental factors, design for manufacture and project management, and national and international standards in product design. Those that are particularly interested in architecture will find that paper 2 will have components, as will paper 1, but paper 2 will have components that will give them a bit of a head start to studying at undergraduate level. And it's not a requirement to do design and technology if you want to study architecture at university level, but it is advantageous. There isn't a paper 3, but there is a component called an NEA, a non-exam assessment. And that is worth 50% of the overall A level. And as I've said, across the country, because students see that 50%, they think everything must go into the NEA. It is obviously important, but the examination components can't be neglected. What students have to do as part of their NEA is have a written or digital design portfolio that accompanies a final prototype. Now that final prototype needs to be built and it needs to be photographed as well for submission and standardisation from the exam board. It's an internally marked project that is then standardised by the exam board following it. And what it will do is it will be a practical application of all of the knowledge that you'll have gained through papers 1 and 2. So papers 1 and 2 will be taught throughout the 2 years, and particularly in year 13 you'll use all those skill sets to create that final project. And you'll be doing that in our different suites that we have in the technology department.
Do a AQA exam, which is 50% of the coursework. Do an AQA exam, which is 50% of the course, and that is our theory. And then we do a piece of coursework, which is also 50%, and that is a written piece and a project. We have as extra support, we have 4 lunchtime sessions available to us, and then in sixth form, when you have free periods, you can email the teachers and go and speak to them in person, and they're always more than happy to help you and come in when they've got free time so that you can do your work as well. The experience throughout the course, I've had fun, it's been interesting, I've got lots of support, it's helped me both within lessons and without. There's always something to do, keeping you busy. I've had a